How to get no recoil in Siege. That's the topic of today's video. I want to talk about whether it's attachments, ways that you can warm up, and just stuff that you should be doing to like decrease your recoil, especially in this new ACOG meta. There's a new ACOG Sens, so I want to talk about that too. Well, we got a lot of topics to talk about. Let's get into it. But before we get into today's video, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Outplay. Outplay is a free-to-use app that you can record clips with, you can edit on, and so much more. Just let me explain. You can capture full games, you can capture just highlights, you can even specifically choose what you want to capture, like a victory, a kill, a death, whatever it may be. And there's even hotkeys that you can make so that way you can just automatically clip something if anything crazy happens. Now, I actually genuinely use this app every single day. As you can see, these are all my play sessions from the other day. My favorite part is I can go into any of these play sessions, and when I go into it, it literally shows like, okay, this is where I had my kills. So I can go here and I can literally see like all the kills that happened. And from here, if I want to like trim it or anything, there's literally a little scissor button here and I can do a quick trim. And boom, it has that entire round for me already done because I have the presets on like I showed earlier. And if you guys want to download it yourself, I'll have a link at the top of the description. Be sure to download it. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Now, firstly, I want to talk about sensitivity. Now, in case you guys do not know, they actually did change it. A lot of people have been telling me like, hey, my sensitivity with the ACOG feels weird. My recoil feels weird with the ACOG. In case you guys do not know, they did nerf the vertical grip. So now it used to do 20% recoil reduction. Now it does 15% recoil reduction. So there's definitely a nerf to the recoil. There's definitely a little bit more recoil. As well as now you have different ADS scope sensitivities. Now, I'm on controller PC. I use these exact same settings on console. So if you're a console viewer, I use these exact same settings on console. For example, me, I use 1928-33, and this is what I did, okay? So if you're kind of stuck right now with your sensitivity feeling really weird, it's messing with your recoil, look at what you had the 1.5 on. For example, for me, I had 1923-28. So what I did was I looked at my 1.5 sensitivity and increased it by 5. So I went from 23 to 28. I've been kind of alternating between 3 and 4, like, 5 in that range, just to test it out, see what I like more. I'd advise you to do the same. Just look at what the hell your 1.5 sensitivity was and increase it by 3, 4, or 5 in that range. I don't think you need to increase it or more, or take it down, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. Just mess around with it. That's what I did though. I just made it from 23 to 28. Now, when it comes to actual recoil control, I want to talk about attachments, and then we're going to talk about how you can warm up to, get good recoil. Firstly, scopes, use whichever one you want. Me, personally, I enjoy the regular ACOG more. I think the new 1.5 reticle looks like the fucking Target logo, and I personally do not like it. I think the reticle's too big. So I use the normal ACOG. But if you're a man of the new 1.5, go ahead and use that as well. You can actually see more. It doesn't take up a lot of your screen. It's nice. When it comes to grip, if you want the best recoil, only use vertical grip. When it comes to laser, this has no effect on recoil. However, I do use it because it increases your ADS speed by 10%, and they did just nerf ADS speed, so it's horrid. Like, I literally have to use the laser. I cannot not use it. It's terrible. Now, for attachments, all depends on the weapon. There's no, like, one go-to select, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I think the R4C is way better with the flash hider. On most other guns, not all, but most, I use compensator, because me, personally, I think it's easier to pull down than it is to pull left and right. So, guns with more horizontal recoil, I throw the compensator on. But for the R4C, flash hider. Now, me personally, I feel like when it comes to actually like practicing your recoil control, I feel like there's a couple different ways that you could actually do it, and this is what I do. So I start off with my strafing technique. Okay, come over to this dummy. This is what you're gonna do. Like I mentioned earlier, change your attachments if you don't have them changed. Change your sensitivity if you don't have it changed. Like decrease it or increase it by 5 from your 1.5, whatever that was. Now that we're here, we're gonna look at this dummy, okay, and we're gonna strafe left and right. Does not need to be perfect, but this will kind of help you with your like moving recoil control a lot. Just moving left to right, help you with your tracing of the dummy, help you with your recoil control while tracing and moving, and you just do this back and forth. That's literally it. This will help a ton. I literally do this whenever I don't have time to do a free-for-all or the shooting range warm-up. I'll just quickly come in here, and this helps me so much. Now, real quick before we get into the second way I like to warm up my aim, I want to talk about regular sensitivity for a second. If you are constantly changing your regular sensitivity, your aim is going to be cooked, okay? So you got to stop changing your sense. I know I just said to change your controller ADS sense, but that's just a one-time thing, and that's specifically for ACOG. Because if you don't know what to use, just increase it by like 5-ish from whatever your 1.5 was. But when it comes to actual sensitivity, if you are always changing your sensitivity, you're never going to learn the patterns and how much you need to pull down with a sensitivity. So you just stick to 1 sense, even if you're shit. Maybe lower it by 5 to 10 one last time and then stick to it. But when it comes to like the actual warm-ups, another one that I like to do is I put it on target type dummy, 110 HP, 4 targets, movement speed random, distance random, infinite magazine ammo on. Now you could really warm up a ton of different things with recoil control, right? So what you can do if you want to figure out where your recoil control lacks, okay, like you're like, my recoil control is bad, but where is it bad, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come into this, do what I just did. See how there's 4 at all different ranges? I'm simply going to shoot one. Okay, up close, my recoil is chilling. It's good. Now let's see mid-range. Oh, my recoil is good. Now let's say even at medium to far range is good, okay? But then I'm at long range and I'm like, oh, I can't hit. I actually killed him, but okay. Pretend that I didn't kill him. Imagine I was, shooting at somebody long range and I like couldn't hit the guy over there. Now I can see, okay, my aim or my recoil control is terrible at long range. Or even, let's say, medium range, right? Or like this. Like, let's say I couldn't hit that guy. I was like, oh, I can't hit that guy. Now what I can do, now that I've seen where my recoil control is lacking, I can come over to here, go to the options, and I go, okay, well, my distance at far was not good. So we're going to specifically set it to far now. And we're going to only focus on far. Because what this is going to do is now you're literally honing in on exactly where your recoil control is shit. So you can kind of perfect the problem here. Because it's probably not an up-close problem. I'm sure you guys are really good at the up-close. A lot of people are. It's probably that medium to far range where your recoil control will start to dip off. So doing stuff like this will drastically help your recoil control. And you're not going to be perfect at first, but your aim is going to be dog shit at first. That's fine. And you can do the same thing for medium, right? Like, there's no problem if it's medium, too. If you cannot control your recoil at a medium range, just set it to medium. Just practice it. There's no one judging you. You have 120 seconds each time. You have unlimited ammo. You can just sit in here and focus on your sensitivity, on your recoil control, stuff like that. And until you master your sensitivity, or not necessarily master, but until you understand your sensitivity, your recoil control might not be the best. That's why I was mentioning don't change it all the time, because otherwise you're going to be constantly relearning the patterns that you need or the aggressiveness that you need on the analog stick. So just do what I just mentioned and you'll be chilling. Now, another way, look at this nice little stick drift I have, bro. It is so annoying. Another way that I think is the most realistic way that you can increase your recoil control or help your recoil control is simply going to be free-for-alls, okay? You may be saying, well, how do I get to the free-for-alls? Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to arcade, go over to settings or more info. Yeah, settings. And you're going to turn off everything that is not free-for-all, okay? You're going to just simply do this. Now you're going to load into a free-for-all, okay? This will help you with the recoil so much. They literally last about 8 minutes long. They are not long. But if you keep doing these, specifically, especially with like an operator that you struggle with the most, and you might be shit at first, that's completely fine. You're not going to be the greatest at first. But the more that you do these free-for-alls, they will help you with recoil. They'll help you with like fast-paced gunfights, especially up-close gunfights, long-range gunfights, whatever it may be. They're going to drastically help you with a ton. I would advise doing these like literally once you hop on before you go into like a rank game, because this will just refresh your recoil, your sensitivity control, really just about everything. But I just think this genuinely helps you, one, get better as a player overall by like a lot, and also in my opinion really just helps you find like the best recoil control with these attachments too. You can also try out different attachments. Like I mentioned earlier, if there's other attachments that you don't know what to use, just go into a free-for-all and use them, bro. Like, go into a free-for-all with a flash hider, then if you don't like it, try a complicated. This is the area that you test shit out. Nobody is here judging you. Nobody here cares how you do. You are alone in a free-for-all, literally just 1v1ing everything. Now, my final tip for recoil control is also going to be for moving recoil, right? Just like kind of how you are when you're moving. Kind of very similar to the one that I showed you guys earlier when we walk left to right on the standalone dummy. But just do it on the dummies that are moving, right? So like moving with the dummies as well will help you again with strafing and with recoil control. Just make sure you are always moving. This will kind of help you incorporate the strafing, the moving of your analog stick while trying to move the recoil. This really hits everything that you could possibly hit. Same with while leaning and shooting too. That helps too. Just this kind of makes you move, lean, and control recoil at the same exact time. So this will kind of help you, just put you into like a more realistic one instead of just standing here like this shooting, which is there's no problem with doing this either. This is great too. I just mean when you're really trying to look at everything for recoil control, this is another way to help it. Hopefully your recoil does get better. Like I said, a lot of this will also come from just practice, man. Like, it's not going to be perfect at first. Just keep grinding. Keep doing what I mentioned in this video, and your recoil control will be so much better in, like, no time. Give it, like, a couple days. Give it, like, an hour maybe even. You got this. Comment down below what other tips you guys would like. Also, you guys want to see something real quick? Hold on, before I end the video. Yo, comment down below if you made it this far. I'm going to show you guys something. Look. You guys can't see it, but hold on. Look at my Jaeger. My Jaeger ADS has come in. It's on the wall now. Yo, comment down below Jaeger or something about the ADS if you made it this far. I want to see how many people watch my full videos. I love you guys, though. Have an amazing day. Much love. Mwah.